at her best, or if she has and she gets maybe jostled around a little bit, she rides with 100% emotion. But also as a mentor to these younger ladies and as well as a commentator, much respect and much love for Jordan Jarvis. So look forward to seeing her in a little bit. Right now, imagine that, Heath Harrison making his way to the Stasic Hole Shot Hotline, and sure enough, he picks up that Stasic Hole Shot Award on that #1 Honda. Heath Harrison it is. Got some quick math there, Mikey. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, so coming into this one, Cole Martinez with a very impressive 1-1 is the favorite in this one. He's had some obviously great rides, been very consistent, not really taking anybody by surprise. It's sitting in the #2 spot heading into this one. Would be that number 80 machine of Mike Alessi on the Honda. Coming into this one with a 2-2 and a third place in this one. Coming into it anyways is that number 76 ride. That is Jacob Bomert out of Buckner, Kentucky on the KTM. Comes into it with a 3-3. I got to be honest with you. This might be one, if it's not, it's one of the few where we come into it with a rider that's got a 1-1, a 2-2, and a 3-3.
Oh,
for
yeah.
The top three.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you guys, we want to keep it simple for you, First Moto on Saturday morning.
And you don't know how many years that's exactly what we do see. You know, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. It's predicted. They fall into that rhythm. They fall into that cadence. And this year, very uncommon, Mikey Waynes.
Yeah.
I'll promise you that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, we're a lap into it, and how about it? Heath Harrison out in front, Alessi in the #2 spot, Luke Vonlinger in the #3 position with Jacob Bomer in fourth. Fifth place is Cole Martinez. So Martinez, our heavy hitter that's gone 1-1, back in the 5 spot. He's got some work to do.
I have to tell you, very impressed with Martinez's ability to hang in there. His tenacity, no matter where the position was, he was intense. He was on the gas. He was figuring. He was finding new lines. And Martinez, no pushover whatsoever. And Mike Alessi, Heath Harrison going to have their hands full as he sits in that #5 possession. Jacob Bomert in that #4 ride, like you said. And Luke Vonlinger, let me tell you, that guy's no stranger to running up front by any means.
Yeah, the number 81, Luke Vonlinger, what was he? 5.5. Consistent, these guys. Really impressive to see that.
And that happens in the vet class a lot. You know, we'll see Gruey and Karsten and those guys, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3.
Yep.
They get locked into a little pattern there.
Where they're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. But have been very uncommon through our amateur classes here this week.
Well, Heath Harrison, your leader out in front, that #1 ride, pulling what was probably his 20th Stasic hole shot this week, it seems like.
And I told you somebody's going to win a championship this week without winning a moto. I told you guys that early in the week, and we see a good example of it right here. If the race were to finish as it runs, 2-2-2 for Mike Alessi makes him the champ.
Yep.
Okay, and you know what? That makes him the best this week. Period. Whether you want a moto or not, it makes him the best. The math proves it. So the most consistent, had the highest finishes as an average, and that's it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Doing work right now, 2 laps in. Heath Harrison still leading out front. Turns a 1:56.978. Mike Alessi in the 2 spot. Alessi is on the move. Turns a 1:53.487. Puts him right up there on Heath Harrison, looking for opportunity. Jacob Bomer in the #3 spot. Cole Martinez picks up 1 position into the #4 spot, but with Alessi up in second, Martinez still has to go to work. And look at that blistering pace Alessi's putting on out there.
Yeah, Martinez only needs, but hey, Rodney, if it ends now, I believe a moto win still gets a point over Alessi, right? If it ends in a tie, he's got 2 moto wins. It's still best finish last moto. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, good deal. So, well, 1 more position is game over. So, and Martinez knows that. He's done the math. The pit board already tells him that. He knows, okay, I need 3rd and better if Alessi wins. So they knew that yesterday afternoon about 3:30, huh, D? Well, as they stand, like Mikey said, 2-2-2 right now. Mike Alessi out front leading the way. Cole Martinez needs to pick up 1 more spot. And Heath Harrison right now, he is He has lead on the track, so 156.9 for him last time around. But look at Mike Alessi, 153.4 in that number 2 spot. Bowmer turned a 154. Mike Alessi absolutely on fire.
Oh, yeah, turning and burning with that 153.4. Oh, no. So getting reports now. Heath Harrison off the track, blew a wheel out. And this one must be just out of sight here from the announcing tower. But what a tough break for a man that has worked his tail off this week.
You know, I think that wheel just probably got scared.
It was terrifying.
To be quite honest, it's like, you know what? I've put up with this all week. I've seen wheels breaking all around me.
Yeah.
Harrison's going to just slam me through I think the wheel just gave up. It was scared.
It was terrified.
So that puts Mike Alessi into the number 1 ride. Now that changes our math again one more time, and that would look like a 2-2-1 for Mike Alessi. Cole Martinez also moves up a spot, though. So that leaves us tied, deadlocked at 5. So this one's going to go all the way. Cole Martinez sitting just about 3 seconds back from Alessi right now. Well, actually, we'll have to see when they come around this time. It looks like 3.5, 4 seconds back. But lots of time in this. We've got 6 minutes in, 13.5 minutes to go.
Got about a minute before they should check in for a 4th lap completed. Alessi doing exactly what he needs to do to put himself in position to take the overall win. Cole Martinez still with some work to do. We'll see. I got a feeling, Mega, we're going to see a battle here before the end of this between those two.
Listen, man, this thing's far from over. And I'm going to my prediction is in about 10 minutes, okay, right about 10 minutes, this thing's going to get heated. And right now, if you take a look, last time, Mike Alessi, 152.05, 152.06 for Martinez. Martinez is in a great spot. He's sitting there watching the lines. He knows everything Alessi's doing.
Yeah.
He knows where he's going to go. And it's easy to figure out where somebody's going to defend. Yeah. Where they're going to go fast is what you have to figure out, right, Dean? You know what they're going to defend. They're going to defend the inside line. They're going to defend the fast line, the smooth line. Everybody knows that. So I think Harrison's in the catbird seat right now. He's watching all of Alessi's good lines, knows where Alessi's going to go to avoid trouble. And, man, late in the race, he's going to have some information that he's going to put to good use.
Martinez is going to pull out of the bag. We'll see what happens here as we remain.
Time runs down. I'm going to guess just about that white flag, 2-lap card. If it's not done by then, if there's not a big mistake or hasn't hounded him or this or that, that's when I predict the battle's going to come on. But if there's one person that can take the heat, it's Mike Alessi. He's been under fire from the best in the business. James Stewart, Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed have all surrendered starts to Mike Alessi and had to chase him down.
And I'll tell you what, from personal experience, the hardest person to pass on the motocross track is Mike Alessi. There's no doubt about it.
Dean has some bruises from that as well over the years, so trying to get things back up. There we go. Our technician, Mikey Waynes, has put us back in action here.
Live on Racer TV this morning. Forgot all about it. We're going live early.
Yeah, man.
And thank goodness, because we got a good one going on.
All right, early in the game, 8 minutes in, Mikey, 11 minutes to go. Going to see a 2-lap card somewhere around that 4-minute mark. And right now, Beaumert's still the spoiler. Beaumert's sitting in between the 2 contenders. And yeah, exactly. Look up and I see a 150. So previously the fast lap was 153 by Alessi. Forget 152, 151. Beaumert said, I'm just going to pull a 150 and see what we can do here.
Mike Alessi on screen. Going for it. Jacob Beaumert, what a ride by him so far. That 156, man. Cole Martinez, as it stands right now, if you're just tuning in, for the overall, it would be Alessi taking it with a 2-2-1. Cole Martinez right now was a 1-1-3. Wouldn't be quite enough, so Martinez, he's got his hard hat on. He's got the tool belt on. He's going to work.
No safety vest.
No safety.
Absolutely
safety
not worried about that. That throwing safety to the wind, caution to the wind right now. Martinez looking to get up front and get busy. This is not up to code. This is not OSHA approved. He's doing what's necessary to scab it together.
Gonna go for it.
I don't know if you guys are paying attention to lap times right now or not, but sorry about that. Did I scare you, Matt? But anyway, just watching these, Beaumont has been turning an amazing lap time. He obviously, as we said, the fastest lap so far. He's been maintaining a 4+ second lead over Martinez. And one thing we got to look at is, will he be able to start to chip away at Mike Alessi? Started thinking that, but all of a sudden, Mike Alessi may have gotten the pit board that they were both still on point at back there, so he's picked it up himself. He drops to a 150.7, just about a tenth of a second slower than the fastest lap that Beaumont turned out, and we're at the halfway point of this one now. So, you know, if one started to think it's going to tighten up at the halfway point, that was my thought. I got to wonder now, what is going to happen? Will Alessi be able to maintain that lead? And then again, Martinez, we've seen those big strikes out of him earlier in the week. I'm surprised he hasn't struck yet. He may be holding something for later in the Moto.
I'm telling you, Rodney, that's absolutely what I believe. We see now, very important to note, at the halfway point right now. And also, I believe, yeah, if Beaumont makes the pass on Alessi, if something would happen, that'll make the swing for Martinez as well. So a couple things playing in Martinez's favor. Like you said, he's been hot during the early parts of the Moto all week long. I honestly believe he's studying what Alessi's doing right now. There's no urgency. He's got a couple more laps before he really needs to make it happen.
One thing to point out, too, is these guys are riding a completely different track, I think, than they've ridden all week. If memory serves me correct, they've had a rather rough and rugged track. Not saying that this track is smooth by no means on the first Moto, but you compare this track compared to the motos they had earlier in the week, this one has to be more like a freeway.
I would believe that, Rodney. You're absolutely right. You don't have near the braking bumps. You don't have near the chatter. It's going to be a bit deeper than they've seen, I believe, through the rest of the week. But you're absolutely right. A much smoother track.
Beaumont slowing down to a 153 last time through. Alessi 151 3/4 and a 152.5 for Martinez. So he's not showing any real signs of attack yet. Beaumont slows down more than both. That's the only gain that Martinez gets out of that, because he slowed down a little as well. Lap traffic obviously could be something to do with that, but as we roll through this last half of the race, 8 minutes remaining in this one now, guys. This is where it starts to heat up. Keep an eye on the number 30 of Martinez. I think this is where we're going to see him light fire.
Yeah, only 3.5 seconds behind Beaumont right now. So when he makes that move, that's going to be a game changer right there in itself, and that's just going to put him that much closer to that number one position with Mike Alessi.
I tell you what, you take a look at it. These top three guys, Mike Alessi, Jacob Beaumont, and Cole Martinez, separating themselves almost completely from the rest of the pack. Luke Vonlinger back there by 15.5 seconds. Beaumont, to his credit, Rodney, comes into it with a 3-3, sitting second right now. He's got to be thinking to himself, I want to kind of play spoiler here, if nothing else. I want to go up and at least, I increase my results by one position. I get in the middle of the fight between Alessi and Martinez, and I go home and sleep happy tonight.
And another thing that Beaumont has to think about is if Alessi and Martinez get together and he lets them by, he might be able to slide one through on both of them. But I'm sure he's not thinking that deeply right now. But that is one, and Martinez up to the number 2 spot. So that just secured the national championship for Martinez. And so as he does that, Martinez now riding around as, well, at least at the moment, as the national champion. Still a little bit of time to go. And that one was without the fireworks yet. I got to wonder, will we see Alessi start to fade back a little bit now that the Moto, he may feel a little deflated now because of the fact that, you know, if someone lets him know that Martinez got into position, will Martinez still be hungry enough to put an explanation point on this junior 25-plus class? So these last 6 minutes still got a lot of story to tell.
Well, the X factor in that, Jacob Beaumont drops a position, had to have gone down somewhere, turned to 219. Luke Vonlinger able to get around him. So now we got a dogfight out front. Alessi in first, just kind of trying to do his job. Do what he can do to put himself in position here. Cole Martinez moves up into the 2 spot, and we got a 20-second gap now, Megawatt, between second and third.
Yeah, that's that's kind of a game changer in itself, right there. When you take a look at that, it's kind of a situation where it is what it is, like you said, and here we go. Time to roll.
Hey, we lost our X Factor rider of Jacob Bomert, dropping 2 positions.
Right.
So now, Cole, if you're Cole Martinez, you say, man, I'd love to go out and go 1-1-1. However,
listen.
I'm not trying to risk anything. Let's get the championship.
Absolutely, and that's what I say. It is what it is. We roll this one on and we take the hardware and go.
Yeah.
Is how that worked.
So Mike Alessi on screen, leading the way. Now, Cole Martinez, the number 30 machine. But Mike Alessi, yes, leading the way, and Cole Martinez in that 2 spot. Pretty well separated from the rest of the pack. Alessi, when he checked in with 8 laps completed, about 9.5 seconds up. Again, just doing his job. Go out there, hey, go get a first place and let the chips fall where they may. We'll see how it works out. But what a weekend. A little bobble right there for one of our lapped riders. But what a weekend. Or week, I should say, for Cole Martinez and Mike Alessi both. Give you a quick rundown here. Luke Vonlinger in the number 3 spot. Jacob Bomert, after a strong start, has a little bobble, drop back to the 4 position. Brandon Haas in the number 5 spot outside of your top 5. Brock Peterson in 6th place. Daniel Yermio. Kyle Gills in the number 8 spot. Matthew Hogentog in 9th. And rounding out your top 10, Dakota Kessler. So Mike Alessi due in here. Cole Martinez on screen. Little checkup from the neck up. Wants to make sure he's got his eyes on 3rd place. Make sure he's not sneaking up on him. And Megawatt Matt Watson's happy when you got a Honda 1, 2, 3. So Cole Martinez a long way around, finding those smooth lines. Drops back into the inside. And 9 laps in for Mike Alessi now. Turning a 1:57.648. Dean Diaz, what are you seeing, man?
I think we're on the 2-lap card, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
2 laps left, so 2 more to go for this. And Mike Alessi still leading the way. Cole Martinez in that solid 2nd place, looking for that championship. He's got it in his vision right now. That 3rd place position coming through, checking the lap number 9 will be Luke Vonlinger. So great ride for Vonlinger right here. Get himself a podium. Looks like he's sitting about 3rd overall as well.
Yeah, pretty solid ride. Jason Weigan about to make his way down to the podium where he'll get a conversation with I'm sure, very stoked Cole Martinez. And maybe, it'll be interesting to see how Mike Alessi feels about this one. He wants that championship.
No doubt about it. It's sort of bittersweet. You got the Moto win. You did everything you could do mathematically. Just didn't work out for him, but he's got to feel pretty good about it, I'd say.
I would think so. I would certainly think so.
And look at Cole Martinez's background. He has a great background with all his off-road riding, pro supercross, motocross, you name it. Martinez has done it just like Alessi. So these guys are definitely seasoned vets.
Yeah, saw Mike Alessi there. Little look over the shoulder, and I got to be thinking he's like, where is that number 30? Doggone it, he's in 2nd. All right, I'll just keep ripping out front, and maybe something will happen back there. Can't control what's happening behind you. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of looking back, and he's really slowing down.
Yep.
Maybe he might be trying to play with him a little bit. You never know with Alessi.
Hey, come get me. Come get me. Get into it a little bit.
No doubt about it. I know Mike's matured a lot, since he was a kid, but maybe back in the day he would have thought about something like that.
He's slow up and go for it.
A great solid ride here for Mike. Didn't have the fast lap time, but he stayed consistent. He stayed smooth. And look at this. He's coming through and getting the white flag this time around.
All right. So just about 2 minutes away from checkers now with a 10th lap completed. White flag out. There goes Cole Martinez checking in with his 10th lap completed. Still sits about 6 seconds back, but Cole Martinez, no doubt, has settled into his race pace. No reason to get up there and push and end up making a mistake. That's the worst thing that can happen right now. Just got to ride smart.
Yeah, absolutely. I seen in the shaft class yesterday, actually, Levi Meyer was going to the 1-1, had a little tip over, and finished just outside the top 5 and knocked him off that championship.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. And even more heartbreaking when it's the little 50s, man.
Absolutely. We all feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Steady as she goes, smooth rolling through the commandments for the number 80 machine of Mike Alessi. Got this nice inside line here that's really starting to develop early today. I mean, this is the first moto. You see these ruts, they're already getting deep.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you can tell they got a lot of moisture in the track. See him cross-rutting right there,
Yep.
getting to that smooth line. Probably take one out of Kevin Walker. He was good at that, getting out of those ruts and finding those smooth lines.
Yeah, does real good technique. And, dude, there are some of those ruts and the turns that once you get into the straight, they seem like they go on for another 300 feet. Said, get me out of there. Get me in something smooth. And now under a minute to go, about halfway through this last lap, or a little more than.
Here comes the sand sweeper, wheeling through there one last time. You see everybody on the fence line screaming at him, cheering for him. Got that moto win, but dude, Cole Martinez, look at him right there. He's only 6 seconds back from Alessi, but he has a 23-second lead now over Luke von Linger, so he's got to be feeling comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable right now. No doubt. I'm sure he's got the pit boards. You're plus 23 on position 3. Bring it home. Bring it home. And here we go. And the checkered flag flies.
Taking that win right there.
Slow rolling. Mike
Look at that.
Alessi hanging out with Cole Martinez. That's as cool as it gets.
Sportsmanship right there. I love to see it, especially in
He
this
said,
sport.
good job. Well, hey, we said, how's Mike Alessi going to take it? There's your answer. Haven't even heard him talk yet.
Took it like a champ, though, already.
Yeah, no doubt.
But Cole Martinez obviously taking that championship right there, and well-deserved with the moto scores of 1-1-2. Mike Alessi going to finish up second with a 2-2-1. Feeling good at the end of this one. You know, obviously winning that last moto, and it looks like Luke von Linger is going to check in with us and get third overall in the championship. So Jake Bomber making some moves right there. As I look at the score, timing and scoring, Bomber made some moves, made some passes. So Jacob Bomber now, he's going to finish up third overall. Luke von Linger going to finish up in that fourth overall position, and fifth is going to be Brandon Haas. So great ride for all these competitors right here. Got them all checking in with us. For the moto, got Mike Alessi obviously taking the win. Cole Martinez going to finish up second. Luke von Linger in the third spot. Fourth spot will be Jacob Bomber. Brandon Haas going to finish up in fifth. Sixth spot will be Daniel Jarmilia. It looks like our seventh place rider is going to be Brock Peterson. Great ride for Brock right there, number 10 machine. And it looks like we're already getting prepped down the podium. Mike Alessi does not play any games.
No, he's ready. He's dialed. Got the Oakleys around the neck. Jason Wygant sounds like he's ready to go.
Woo! He does not play games. He does not. He's already here talking to Verb Moto. Nobody knows the drill here better than Mike Alessi, and he does end the week not with a title, but at least a gold medal. Let's hear it for Mike Alessi. First of all, we know you're the whole shot king, but they made it tough on you in this moto. You had to start in the outside gate.
Yeah, they gave me last gate pick, so it is what it is. It's all good.
You pulled a good start, though.
I did. I was, I think, third, maybe even second.
Yeah.
I came from way outside. I mean, I just held it wide open, and my XPR engine just was hooking up these Hoosier tires. Smart Top Moto Concepts, Mike Genova, just been like a father to me. Just been a great guy. Love that guy. UFO gear, Liette boots, helmet, Oakley goggles. My mechanic Ryan for doing such a great job. Sheds galore, Brandon. Hammer Nutrition. This has been, like I said, a huge lifesaver this week in the sun and the heat. My buddy Doug Wilson, Donald Davis, Silverback Racing, Bobby Hitz, Blenzel, Tucker Trucking for help sponsoring me for this event. Leo and his dad have been such a lifesaver and just being a part of my program and helping me out. Obviously, my mom and dad, it's like I said, it's been 18 years since I've been here. And you think about that in reality, that's nearly 2 decades. And most people don't even have cars that old still. So, like I said, having my mom and dad here has come like full circle. And to have them be a part of it, it's been rewarding. And my mechanic's been doing such a great job. Ryan, he's been just busting his butt. And a huge thank you to all the fans for coming out and enduring this week. It's been an amazing week with weather, the atmosphere, the people, just the outpouring support. Like, hey, Mike, good to see you back at the ranch. It's been so long. And yeah, just I love all the people here. I love coming back here. And congrats to Cole. He rode really good. I thought there for a few minutes I had it with Beaumont in between us and just kind of watching the lap times and gauging the gap. And Man, we were all literally, like, I'm telling you for real, it was like 200%. It felt like I was at a pro national, like, no joke. And huge thank you to Honda for being a huge supporter of Moto Concepts and Smart Top Racing and their belief in the program and the system. Anybody else that I'm trying to name them all? I think that's pretty much all of my sponsors. So thank you. Glad to be back at the ranch. Maybe we'll come back next year and try to get that 12th title.
That's what we'd like to see. All right, let's hear it for the number 80, Mike Alessi. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to move. These guys know the drill. Like I said, we'll move that bike off. We'll move another Honda on up with our champion. Let me get Luke Vonlinger, our third place finisher. In the meantime, we'll hand out the bronze. Let's hear it for our third place. Whoop, I got to swap you. Luke Vonlinger. Here, we'll stand right here, so we'll give them a little bit of room. How'd that moto go for you, Luke?
Got a decent start, though. The gate was super slick back there, so I spun bad, but once I hit that out in front of the gate, I caught traction, and I'd say I came out top 10 and just kind of worked my way up from there.
Who do you want to thank, buddy?
I'd like to thank VBMX, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew. I'd like to thank the Graves family. They loaned me a bike and gave us a camper to bring this week. Hoosier, Works Connection, O'Neill, 60, Scott. Anybody else I forgot? Thanks.
All right, let's hear it for him, Luke Vonlinger. And now we clear the way for our champion. We'll bring him up, and also is our Whole Shot Award. Go ahead. Yep, we got the championship bike. I'll give it a Whole Shot Award real quick. The Whole Shot Master of the Week, no doubt about it, because he even got whole shots over Mike Alessi in these motos. Let's hear it for the Stasic Whole Shot winner, Heath Harrison. Well, you blew out a wheel, so you didn't get the moto win you wanted, but you got something dialed in these starts this week, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, my bike's running incredible at Baker Speed with the engine and then FMF exhaust, Pirelli tires. Everything's just working great together, and yeah, my starts are on point right now. So blew out a rear wheel the first lap, tried to go another lap and see if I could salvage it, but it was just too bad to keep going and risk crashing and getting hurt even worse. So no, shout out to Cole. He's been riding great all week. That's awesome for him and the SLR team to get the championship and see if we can go do some damage in this Pro Sport Moto.
All right, he's not done. Let's hear it for Heath Harrison. Pretty cool to have a couple of the Honda off-road teams all competing in this class. Now let's bring up our silver medalist. That was clutch to get this one done. Come on up, Cole. Well, he had to work for it. At one point, it looked like the title had swung Alessi's direction. But he dug deep. He goes 1-1-2. He's your national champion, Cole Martinez. Well, thanks for keeping it dramatic and interesting. That's maybe not the way you wanted to do it. You were a little bit buried back there.
Oh, man, that start was so slick, and I got the paddle on, and I spun like a concrete start up there. I should have just sat like a concrete start. It was crazy, and I was buried, and yeah, like you said, a little dramatic. I got out there and started, clicking them off, and for a minute, Jake was up there and between me and Mike, and I was like, all right, I need to push. And he was going pretty good, and he made a mistake and kind of gave it to me. So once I saw Heath was out, and I saw Mike right there, and I figure I'll just take it safe. Track's a little deep and slick, so I'm just amped to be up here.
Absolutely. That's awesome you decided to come back, but was it like win or bust? Did you expect this to happen, or are you not sure how it was going to go?
I mean, I wanted to win. I didn't come in here to lose. I've been at Game Moto for the last 2 weeks, left my family at home, and put some work in, because I race off-road, so we don't have near the traction this stuff has on the West Coast. So I knew I needed to do something if I wanted to contend for this thing, and I guess all the hard work paid off, and I'm just thankful to the good Lord for blessing us to be out here and still have the ability to be out here racing.
Awesome. You're 25-plus champ. Who do you want to thank?
Oh my gosh, there's so many great people. Game Moto, my wife, my family, my dad, everyone that came out here, the whole Monster Energy, SLR, Honda team, Skechers, Maxima, Pro Circuit, Pro Filters, Pro House, Ride Red, Lava, Firepower, Baja Designs, Twisted. Those guys got my bike mapped good, and Dunlop. can't forget those guys hooking us up out there. So, like I said, the good Lord for blessing us to be out here.
There it is, everyone. I'm going to bring Mike Burkeen from the AMA to the stage. He will hand out the national championship #1 plate to Cole Martinez.